Yamaha with VTEC, here we go. Let's hit it. Yeah! From the company that brought you the Niken, I now present their next oddball product, the WR125R. Wow. Today's video is brought to you by Lectric e-bikes, the creator of North America's best-selling e-bike, the XP4. And it's easy to understand why it's just so popular. For starters, the price. For $1,500 you can have one of these babies at your door. It's like the equivalent of 3 fuel ups nowadays. And when it gets to your door, you don't need to be a bike mechanic to put it together. Out of the box, you just secure the bars, unfold it, install the pedals, and that's it. I know firsthand that this is not the case with other brands.
Girish, I'm sweating in here, man.
Additionally, I think it says a lot about a company when the packaging is almost entirely recyclable. I'm enjoying the heck out of this thing. It's really fun. See ya. 80 kilometers of range comes standard on the XP4, and 32 kilometers an hour is your top speed. But between you and me, I don't think it's too hard to get this thing closer to 50 with a few hidden button pushes. It's rated for 330 pounds, so that's me plus a fully loaded rear rack and shopping bags on the bars. Or a friend, although Lectric would probably recommend installing the buddy package first before riding 2 up. Either way, it's undoubtedly a very practical choice for urban commuting, and honestly, with traffic here in Vancouver, an e-bike is consistently the fastest way to work. The fact that it's foldable is just the cherry on top. Lectric has already made a name for itself as the best-selling e-bike in America and is now available to Canadians with fast and free shipping thanks to its warehouse right here in British Columbia. Click one of the links below to find out more. Just be sure to choose the correct one for your country. Folks have been asking for a new larger displacement WR Dual Sport since before Yamaha discontinued the 250. This isn't it. But not only is it half the size, it's not even new. Yamaha has actually been selling a version of the WR125R in European markets where towns aren't separated by hundreds of kilometers since the late 2000s. And now for the first time is offering it to North American audiences. No doubt a response to Honda's big success with the XR150. Except the two machines couldn't be more different. First of all, the extra 25 cc's do matter. In certain US states like California, legally any motorcycle under 150 cc's is classified as a motor-driven cycle, and it's prohibited from using any of the highway network. This gives the XR150 a clear advantage, and along with that, it's cheaper, lighter, lower, and easier to maintain with its air-cooled engine. So Yamaha's not winning as a value proposition to newer riders, nor does it make a lot of sense as a commuter in many regions. Then why would anyone choose the Yamaha over the competition? Oh, here it comes, VTEC, yeah! VTEC. Well, that's actually Honda's proprietary eponym. It'd be more appropriate to call it VVA or variable valve actuation. Essentially, the intake cam has 2 different load profiles, a short duration one as well as a long duration one. During lower RPMs, the short duration one's used for better torque as well as fuel economy. Then at 7,500 RPM, it shifts to the longer duration one for the maximum flow of fuel and air, netting the screaming 15 ponies. By having both available and switching to the more appropriate one at the correct RPM, you get the benefits of both. You can see how it works. Both cam profiles have a rocker arm, but only the low RPM lobe is opening the valves. Once the right RPM is achieved, an actuator pins both rockers together and the larger lobe takes over. At this point, the low RPM rocker isn't even coming into contact with its lobe until the RPM decreases and the pin retracts, separating the rockers once again. And all that crazy technology is built into the head of the engine right here. Allegedly, there's an engine in here. There's a lot in the way, though. We got a coolant reservoir, charcoal canister, throttle position sensors, coolant, plumbing. Looks like a dog's breakfast, and I'm sure it's a real bitch to work on, too. A valve job would mean 2 different cam profiles and a world of plumbing in the way. It's like doing an open heart surgery on a robot just to make sure your VTEC still yos. But I guess that's the cost of a 12,000 RPM EPA compliant 2.5 liter per 100 kilometer motorcycle. Dual sports have always been popular for commuting, and in this economy, if you don't have to go too far, then the 125R makes a pretty appealing option. It's essentially a full-size dual sport with the fuel consumption of a Vespa. The 125R has front wheel ABS, which is a welcome feature for newer riders. I'll never forget the first time I panic braked on my DR, locked up the front wheel, and, well, anyways. I can guarantee that won't happen here because this is some of the most proactive ABS I've felt. It comes on well before anything goes wrong. And if you don't like it, too bad, because there are no buttons to turn it off. The ABS isn't the only electronic feature, however. The dash, despite it looking almost identical to the one that came on the 2009 model, comes with several modern amenities. This includes Bluetooth connectivity with the Y Connect app. It also has a gear indicator, battery status indicator, tachometer, clock, real-time fuel consumption, average fuel consumption, fuel gauge, and an icon that indicates when you hit the VTEC, yaw!
All right.
As a dual sport bike, it's certainly up to the task, but ironically, Yamaha already sells a cheap and slow dual sport that does the job better. For 700 loonies more brand new and heaps of used options online for thousands less, you can get into the outdoors on an XT250. Still fuel injected, but air cooled, simpler, lighter, with more torque, Rambo Road 1, and perhaps most importantly for newer riders, a noticeably lower seat height. So who is the WR125R for? Not folks looking for the do-it-all dual sport, not folks looking for the best value proposition, certainly not Luddites looking for the simplest machine. Commuters, maybe, but even then, if your commute means getting on a freeway as it does for most, then this still isn't a great choice. As I stated previously, the 125R has been available in European markets for years, and in countries within the EU, as well as Britain, 16 and 17-year-olds are restricted to what's called an A1 license. It's essentially the first tier to the graduated licensing program, and unlike here, where a 16-year-old can write a knowledge test, pass a parking lot test, and then ride a Hayabusa to 10th grade English, A1 license holders are restricted to 125 cc's, 15 horsepower max. That's exactly what this is. The WR125R rides the bleeding edge of what's allowed in that license class. It's got a full-size frame, real bike weight, real bike tech features, and did I mention VTEC? All for a competitive price. If you ask the 17-year-old son of a Brexit geezer whether they'd rather have the WR125R or a CB125F, the Yamaha's getting picked every time. It's leagues cooler. And there you have it, a bike made for over there, sold over here to compete with Honda's knockout sales of the XR150. But even if Yamaha is just following the leader, we can still be thankful that we get a budget-friendly, off-road capable 125 with VTEC. And say it with me now. Yeah!
You know, Girish, maybe these new motorbikes aren't so bad.
Yeah.